This is a weird angle. Weird lighting. How do I fix? Is that okay? I don't know if it's okay. I'm not entirely sure how I like this setup. This is a board. Oh, this is a board behind me that I made of necklaces. And see, isn't that cute? So you're gonna see that behind me throughout the video because I don't know where else to film. How do I not chop off my head? Cool. I don't really like the way I look in my room. I think I obviously need better lighting and I need a better setup. I just kind of choose a spot that sort of like suits for the time being. And I don't want to look huge in my videos, but I think I end up sort of looking kind of weird. This is all stemming from, this is a video that's kind of gonna be all over the place. So if you're not ready for that or prepared at all, sorry, I got a text and then I lost my train of thought. I think I was saying this video is going to be literally all over the place. So if that's not your kind of video, click off, maybe watch it at a later date. I know I have a few points I want to hit and get off my chest, but essentially I don't know what I'm going to do. Basically, we're just gonna drink some coffee and chat. Also, I might be eating some almonds, so if you're okay with seeing almond bits in my teeth, then you can stay. I also gotta get this video done before my battery runs out. I was kind of charging it beforehand, but anyways. So, why I'm making this video? Guys, it's kind of important to me. I'm gonna talk about what I think of myself, and then what I think other people see, and then also just some other thoughts and ideas that have come up. I might talk a little bit about like my weight and stuff, but basically, I have this perception of myself that doesn't match what I see in the mirror. So for a lot of people, that's usually something like body dysmorphia. I don't think that there was this one thing I saw a long time ago, and it was of Jennifer Lawrence, and she was saying how she has reverse body dysmorphia. And I completely understood what she was trying to say. I actually found the article just to make sure that's what she said. She said, I just have this idea of myself where I'm just a Victoria's Secret model all the time, and when I see the truth, I'm just like, what? Which I understand, I get. And then she says, you should see what I look like in my mind. And then she said that she has reverse body dysmorphia, which, you know, makes sense to me. For me, it's a bit more of like, I still think I look like what I did back in high school. So in my prom pictures that I put up of that video last month, I feel like I still look like that. Even as I'm talking to you right now, if I don't look in like the viewfinder, I still feel like I look like that skinny, like version of myself. I might throw up some pictures of me when I was a kid because I was still very chunky. And I wasn't necessarily overweight, but I was really tall I grew quick, and I was just bigger than most kids when I was younger. So when I was 15, I was still rather like overweight in my opinion. I still think I was overweight as a 15-year-old. But then when I hit 16, 17, I lost a lot of weight, and I don't think I grew any taller, but I definitely was more active as a teenager. So when I went to school, I was walking around the halls and walking in general outside. So I think I lost the weight went away easier, and I wasn't paying attention to it. I was very self-conscious back in high school because I thought I looked really, really heavy, and I discussed this a little bit in my video from prom. However, I still had a really, really bad perception of myself, thinking that I was like horrendous and no boy would ever love me. And this isn't about like, I'm not looking for compliments. Please don't compliment me. If you feel that you should and you're feeling like that would make me feel better, go ahead. I'm not really here to fish for compliments. To be honest, compliments still make me feel kind of uncomfortable. But when I was editing that video of me and my mom, obviously my mom is very pretty, very young looking, and she's just thinner than I am. Like she didn't always look like that either. Like we kind of swapped. Like she was a little bit heavier and then she got skinnier, and then I was a little bit skinnier and then I got heavier. But she never was like really, really big. It's just that a lot of people were complimenting her and saying that she was very pretty, which she is. And when I was editing that video, I very much noticed how I don't think I looked good. Like, my hair was a little off. I look weird today too. I mean, it's better than the other video. But my hair looked flat from behind, and I literally had just showered, so I didn't put that in the video. Like, I cut it out because it's not really that important. But I took that part out. My mom had also just showered, so our hair was like a little bit humid and it was a little frizzy. And then it was just like from the neck down, I just thought I looked so hideous. And it just didn't feel like me. And I just felt so uncomfortable looking at it and editing it, and I just felt so gross. And it was very discouraging to look at myself like that. And it was very it was painful to get through the video of editing after a while. Just like, I just gotta get this done, never look at it again kind of thing, and get it up, which is not something I want to do. Like, most of the time my videos don't make me feel like that, but sometimes they do, and depends on the lighting, depends on everything. I really think it was just a bad lighting, because I don't think I look like that all the time. Like, I feel like the light was just hitting my like double chin at like a weird angle, but I just don't. Is that what I look like all the time? That was my thought. I'm like, do I look that hideous all the time? After that video, I actually had to go out and visit my friend for coffee, and I still thought I looked really cute in my head. I had like that bomber jacket on, like I was just like working it, and I was very happy with what I looked like, or what I thought it looked like. But I try to avoid looking at the viewfinder, which my mom was like looking at. I thought that was funny. She was just trying to see what I was doing, which makes sense. She's never been on camera before. But I think I look better than I do, which is kind of, it's just hard to, I have a lot of confidence throughout the day. So I go through the day, I wake up and I'm just like, meh, I look like a person who just woke up. And I try not to be I've gotten so much better at not being hard on myself, especially when looking in the mirror. I have a good self-talk to myself all the time throughout the day until evening hits. So like, when I wake up, I put the clothes that I think look good on. Sometimes I'll do my makeup. Most of the time, I used to never do my makeup like before work, and now I'm doing my makeup before work all the time. When I get home from work or wherever and I have to go to bed, I think that's when I'm the most self-doubt. That's when I'm most hard on myself, is because I feel like I just look so fat and so ugly, and I just want it to go away. Like, I'm pretty confident throughout the day. When I get home and I'm just chilling out by myself, like, I don't want to look. I have these huge mirrors in my room. They're like they're closet mirrors. They're floor to ceiling, or floor to whatever. And they cover my closet, and I have to keep them open, because otherwise I can see myself, like, if I'm sitting down in bed, and all I see is just like my big arms and like my big stomach and everything, and I just kind of feel so gross. And I'm just like, is that just what I look like all the time? And I don't think I do, but what else do I look like? It doesn't make sense. So I have this idea that I'm just like this tiny little petite pretty little girl who has crazy awesome confidence, but at the same time I'm just like, I don't think I look like that. Do I look crazy? Like, I'm so happy and outgoing and confident and stuff, and I'm just like, do people just think I'm just like this big fat girl who just like runs around and makes jokes? Like, I don't know. And I don't want to be. So I used to be like a little bit too confident, and my jokes and like my enthusiasm was just like a little too high. I was just very rambunctious and hyper and random when I was younger. And so I've tried to tone that down, just because, to me, I don't want to be like that big screaming like fat girl who runs around and like is annoying. I don't want to be annoying, but I'm more confident, put together now than I used to be, and like everyone's growing, right? So the thing is that I just don't think I look bad until I look at myself. So that's why I think when Jennifer Lawrence was saying she has like this reverse body dysmorphia, I was like, yes, that's exactly what I have. Mind you, her body dysmorphia or her reverse body dysmorphia looks probably more like just a more like elegant and like sexy version of herself. Meanwhile, she's beautiful and thin and whatever as she is. She doesn't have to be thin. She can be whatever weight. She's still beautiful. The point is that I don't see myself as overweight, like crazy overweight as I am in my head. But that being said, like I could be just fooling myself with all these like good camera angles and like taking selfies and making sure that I'm not showing off like my double chin. Like that all helps me think that I'm prettier or whatever than I actually am, which is weird and dark. I don't think I'm incredibly self-conscious in general. Like I said, it's really just about like how I feel about myself when, you know, I take off all the makeup and hair and clothes and stuff, and I just feel like I'm just very unattractive, and it's not to do with anything other than me. I just want to look good for myself. It has nothing to do with anyone else. I just want people to know that I look good. So that's why I'm so confident. And I think that confidence is very pretty, and like I like when people are confident and stuff. So it still has nothing to do with anyone else. I just feel like when I'm not trying to find a boyfriend. I'm not trying to find people who like me for what I look like. That is not what I want. I want people to like me for who I am, like everyone else, because looks fade and everything like that. The point is I don't feel, maybe it's a good thing, but the only thing I can think of is why it wouldn't be a good thing for me in particular is that I just am not trying to, like, there's nothing good about having extra weight on your body. Or not nothing good, but like there's nothing good about having extra weight on your stomach in particular for me, because that's where I carry most of my weight, I think, probably. And that's where my abdomen is and my spine and everything, obviously. But it could also be pushing on internal organs, bladder, and also specifically. And that's why I made that prom video, is because I was just like, I don't want people to just, no one's really quite said it. I mean, there's been a comment or two about weight, but like, I actually think I deleted them because I just was like kind of, they weren't rude by any means. I was just kind of like upset. I was just like, don't talk about that. That's for me to know about why I am this way or whatever. But that's why I uploaded that prom video, is because I wanted you guys to know that I used to be really, really thin with bladder problems, and it doesn't have direct correlation with my weight. So that was me trying to validate the fact that even though I wet the bed and have overactive bladder, it doesn't have complete correlation with my weight, because I've been through different weights throughout my life. Like I said, I started off kind of a little bit like chunky. I wouldn't say, like I said, I wasn't overweight, but probably for like a 10-year-old who was like 5'9", I probably wasn't that overweight. But like I said, like I've just gone through different weight cycles and like every type of body, if you will. And I just wanted people to know that I was skinny, and when I was skinny, I still had bladder problems. So I don't know, just kind of messed up. I feel like I'm more articulated than this video. Like I said, it's kind of all over the place. It's not your typical video for me. And I'm not like genuinely unhappy as it is right now, but I definitely feel like that video with my mom editing it made me just so unhappy. Like I was very depressed. Let's just put it that way. It made me so angry at myself for letting myself be this way for so long. And I want to do better than this. And I don't know, like, it's nothing, I'm not an active person. I never probably will be, but I can change the way I eat. And so really this past week and a half, since I saw that video, I've been like trying to figure out what to do to make myself feel better and eat healthier and encourage myself to do better things for myself, because it's the only body I got. I gotta work with what I got. Maybe cut out junk food would be great, but I mean, everything else there's sugar and everything. So I bought just specifically whole foods. I need to learn how to make real meals, like with food that isn't just chicken, because I kind of just been eating a lot of raw vegetables and and fruits, and now I'm just kind of like, how do I incorporate real meals into my diet? And honestly, I haven't been eating enough, which isn't a good thing either. So that's how my life is going. Not that I'm complaining, I just need to figure out how to be better at everything that suits me, my schedule. And it's expensive to eat normally. What am I looking for? I think I want almonds. This doesn't have much to do with anything, but for those of you who don't know, I work at a bank. I am a teller. I've been a teller for about almost 3 years. And I really didn't like being a teller for a long time. I honestly didn't want to do anything else in the banking industry and I never wanted to proceed any farther than that, which is why I've kind of just been stuck in a teller position, because I didn't want to go up. But I didn't really have the opportunity, but like I could have made it for myself. Anyways, things have changed, and I decided that to make more money and to be more sustainable for myself, I think, because I'm actually good at this job and I've found a way that makes it work for me, and like selling products and stuff that makes me not feel like a big corporation, even though I am part of a corporation. The thing is that it just made me feel unhappy, but I found a way that works for me and I'm actually good at my job. So I've decided to study to become an FSR, which is a financial service representative. That being said, you have to pass a investment funds in Canada course. So I'm taking that. My bank provided me the course, so I didn't have to pay for any of it. So whenever I actually have to, been studying for it almost every day after work and before work, or whatever happens to be my shift. And today I'm just off. It's just a random Friday. I'm off for the weekend. It's great. But I've been sort of busy doing that recently. And I usually do film stuff on the weekends, but I don't know, like my schedule's just kind of been all over the place, especially the way I'm trying to like eat and then also go to work and then also study and then everything. I just also need time for myself, and like I'm not complaining at all. I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm just trying to explain what I'm doing in my life. But as much as I love making videos on YouTube, and like this is my thing, and then like I've got some cool exciting stuff coming up. And I don't really want to talk about it yet. I probably could, but essentially I can tell you that this morning I had a lovely phone call from a lady in London, England about something that we're planning together. You won't have a clue what I'm talking about, so don't guess about anything. Well, you could try, but it doesn't matter. So that's kind of exciting, and I can't wait to see what comes of that. So I'm not going to England anytime soon. It's just someone over there reached out to me about my channel and stuff. Anyways, so with the studying for the IFIC, the Investment Funds in Canada course, and getting ready for that, I'm also going on vacation, taking vacation time off work the first week of September for about a week and a half. Anyways, my exam is on September 9th, and so I'm going to be trying to get through this course at least twice, so that or try and do it at least twice or 2 or 3 times. It's rather short, but there's just a lot packed in there, and I'm taking quizzes and questions as long as I go. Anyways, it's interesting. I like it. It just means I would be able to sell investments and mutual funds and all that kind of stuff. But I'd have to get a position in where I can do that. I can't do that as a teller. But it just opens up more doors and opportunities for me, because right now I've just kind of closed them off by saying no, I don't want to do any of that, and now I'm just like, meh, what's the worst that can happen? I don't know if you guys are interested in that kind of stuff at all. Like that part of my life, I'm not sure if that's interesting, like my actual job, my 9-to-5 job kind of thing. If it is exciting, I can talk more about it, but that just like a tidbit of information about my 9-to-5, my actual life outside of YouTube. It's been such a struggle. Like I kind of briefly touched on it a second ago, but knowing what I want to do in life has been so challenging. I'm sure everyone's the same. And then I know that this is what I want to do, YouTube or whatever comes of it eventually. But my thoughts on banking and my thoughts on like retail and stuff like that. I've always done retail. Like I'm in still retail banking. There's a lot going on in that world, but I also am okay and good at it because I'm good with people. Like I know how to talk to people and understand them and be kind and know what their financial needs are. So it's a little bit, it's interwoven with like being a good person, but also trying to know what they need and then getting it to them in a way that they'll trust you. Anyways, it's anyone who works in banking kind of probably knows what I'm talking about. Or in general, anyone who's trying to help people. For a long time I wanted to be someone who, I wanted to be a medical receptionist for a while because I was like, that's something I'm good at. I know a lot about, I don't really know if I know a lot about it, but I know a bit about like the hospital system and like doctor's appointments and stuff from experience. And because I'm good at talking to people and like being very calm and collected with people who are very offended or frustrated or upset, especially when it comes to finances, I feel like I'd be good in the medical industry. Anyways, I told you this video was going to be all over the place. What did you expect? But yeah, I feel like I look, anyways, let's touch back on the topics I was talking about. 1, I think that I look better than I do. 2, I'm not really looking for compliments. I just want to tell you what's been going on in my mind forever. 3, Jennifer Lawrence is really cool. 4, being overweight for me is just a lot of having abdominal fat and pushing on my intestines or organs and stuff in my bladder, and it's not good. And I know that people think that being overweight can cause health problems. It can. For me, I don't think it's caused any yet, but I want to make sure that it doesn't. And 5, I work in the banking industry and I'm studying for my IFIC course, and I also have some cool stuff coming up with a lady in London. Anyways, that's all. Sometimes I feel like I'm a different version of Graveyard Girl for those who watch her channels. I love Bunny. I love her so much. She is one of my favorite YouTubers. I actually have her Graveyard Girl Swamp Queen palette. And I didn't put any of this on my face today, but I can. Would you like me to? Here, I'll just go like get some of that blush. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. It smells like cupcakes. Cupcakes. Let's put some highlight. Anyways, I don't know. I feel like today's video is just an ode to Graveyard Girl because she's all over the place in her videos. God love her. She's the best. She makes me so happy. I love listening to her videos and watching her videos. But I just feel like today's video is very like Graveyard Girl-ish because I can't really get my thoughts out straight and I'm talking about things that are going on in my mind. And I love her. There's nothing, I couldn't say anything bad about her because she's like one of my favorite people in the world. Anyways, that's about all. I should probably go now. I have to pee. Speaking of bladders and stuff. If you stayed through this video, thank you, I think. I don't know what else I want to say. I feel like I have more on my mind. I don't think I got it all out of my mind space, my brain palace. You know what? I'm gonna go pee and I'll be right back. I am back. Okay. Do you like my shirt? It's probably backwards to you right now. It says drinks well with others. So this is what I was talking about with my closet. So there's my bed. I like to sleep against the wall. So if you look in direct relation to where my bed is and the closet door, you can see almost the entire bed from this angle. If you sit here, like towards the wall, you can't see like my bed. If you open it up like that, or sorry, close it, you can just, everything is just, it's so open. I don't know. I don't think I'm like that. No, I'm bad. I'm pretty overweight. I like my legs though. Like I think I have like long, elegant legs, or I used to. But like and in heels, I'm like really, really tall. Anyways, that's about it. I'm probably going to end this video here. I don't have anything else to say that I can think of. I'm going to wash my face off of this makeup. Man, I look so oily and so red. It's because I ran around all of a sudden. I don't know, if you feel like the way I feel, tell me. Give me a thumbs up or something. If you feel like you look better in your head than you do in the mirror. I don't hate this angle. It's just not my favorite. Anyways, I gotta go. This video is done. Bye!